And it is time to get started. Hey, welcome to At the Track Live. I am Coach James. I am the creator of and lead instructor for All About Aerodynamics. What is All About Aerodynamics? Glad you asked, even if you didn't ask. All About Aerodynamics is a science program where I use Hot Wheels cars to teach kindergarten through 6th grade students about a range of science and physics related topics, including but not limited to friction, force, aerodynamics, drag, lift, Isaac Newton and his 3 laws of motion, kinetic energy, potential energy, elastic force, a whole range of topics. After we have conducted experiments to drive home those concepts and had plenty of discussions, I bring in about 400 different Hot Wheels cars, and each student has the opportunity to select a Hot Wheels car they think would be fastest in a series of races based on everything that they have learned in the class. Once they've selected their cars, they weigh their cars, they test the speed of their cars, they check the year the car was manufactured, the materials the car is made from, all of the information that they can observe, they observe that, and they enter it into a spreadsheet, and then all that's left to do is conduct experiments. How do they conduct the experiments? Well, they set up a 1/64 scale quarter-mile drag strip and race the cars. They observe how their cars performed. Did their cars perform up to or below their expectations? And if they had the opportunity, would they select that same car again? Or would they make a different choice based on everything they've observed? In the end, we have fun with Hot Wheels cars and we learn science. What could be better? If you would like more information about our science program, All About Aerodynamics, all you have to do is go to our website, AtTheTrack.live, or follow us on Instagram, also AAAerodynamics, and all the information you need is right there in the bio, and I can explain to you how we can bring our program to your school or your organization or your special event. But this is not all about aerodynamics. This is all about aerodynamics presents At the Track Live. So with At the Track Live, before I can bring in all those cars for the students to use, I have to make sure I have them organized, numbered, cataloged, all of that. At the Track Live gives me the opportunity to go into storage and get cars that I bought but haven't cataloged and crack those open. I'll get a picture, get a little video, do a little review, enter the information about the car into the spreadsheet, and then it's ready to go. It's available for the students to pick and to use, and that's that. The problem is that doing that was really boring, so I came up with the idea of At the Track Live, which puts me on a schedule, which helps me out and makes me a little more consistent with getting those cars out of storage and into the fleet. And it also gives an opportunity to see those cars on the track because the track's already set up. So might as well race those cars and have a little tournament and see which of the new cars is the fastest. But wait, there's more. If you go to AtTheTrack.live, you're going to have 3 options. One's the YouTube stream link, the Twitch stream link is the other. The third link is the most important. That is the link that says choose your car. If you go to that link, you will be taken to this page. And on this page, actually now it's a series of pages, you will see all of the cars that are currently in the All About Aerodynamics At the Track Live fleet, listed, cataloged, numbered, and ready to be selected. We're up to 1,054 cars currently in the fleet, and it is only going to go up from there. We are going to introduce more cars today, but as you scroll through and you look at the cars, we have fantasy cars, we have regular cars, we have trucks, we have SUVs, we have cars from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, some a couple of cars that were just released recently. We have F1 cars, we have hot dog cars, we have dinosaur cars, we have every conceivable type of Hot Wheels car in our fleet. We have Faster Than Ever wheels. We have ID cars. We have Best for Track. We have Metal on Metal. We have some that came in McDonald's Happy Meals back in the day. We have just a range of cars. And if there is a specific car that you're looking for, still haven't figured out a way to get a search function in here so that you can actually just search by name. But if you know the name of the car that you're looking for and you let me know, I can find that car or check the spreadsheet to see if we have it. And even if we don't have that exact car, we're gonna have something that's pretty close. There are character cars, just a whole range of cars and trucks and SUVs in here. So all you have to do is find the car that you want, and they're all numbered. So you take the number. So let's say it's this one, the Rally Cat, number 605. You can click on it. You can see the close-up view from the reflection. You can check to see if it is a metal body on a plastic base, a plastic body on a metal base, and in some cases we have metal on metal cars. And then if that's the car that you want, you just take that number, in this case 605, you drop it in the chat, and I will pull that car. Maybe you're a fan of Scooby-Doo. We've got a mystery machine right here. All you have to do, if the mystery machine, for some reason you think the mystery machine is going to be fast, even though it's pretty much a turquoise brick, hey, that's your choice. Just take the number 606, drop it in the chat. I will pull that car, and you will be in today's tournament. Hey, Roughshod. And if you win today's tournament, if you beat out all the cars that I introduce, if you beat out the other cars that viewers have picked that are introduced, then you will have the opportunity to take on our fastest in fleet car. And as I scroll through, I'm looking through, I see this double-decker bus, which caught my eye because my son, for his job, he's over in London now. So maybe he's actually, I don't even know if they still have these kind of buses, but maybe they do, maybe they don't. Maybe he's on one right now. But either way, if you pick the car that beats all the other cars, then what you will have the opportunity to do is take on our fastest in fleet car, and that is, and has been, and continues to be, this one, the BlitzSpeeder. The BlitzSpeeder is our fastest in fleet car. It is a 4-time champion. It has rarely had competition on the track. The times that it's had competition, it's usually been beaten. It's been beaten 3 times. It was beaten by the Gazella R. It was beaten by the Dogfighter, and it was beaten by the Mercedes-Benz 500E. Also took it out. So it can be beaten. It's just very rare for it to be beaten. And as of late, the last basically 3 months or so, hasn't really had much competition at all. So maybe that changes today, maybe it doesn't. The BlitzSpeeder is just, we put the cars, we have a show we do, Wind Tunnel Wednesdays, where we put these cars into the Funtech Labs Winsible, which is a 1/64th scale wind tunnel, and we put those cars into the wind tunnel, and we're able to see the airflow over, under, and around these cars, and get an idea about how drag is going to impact these cars going down the track. And the BlitzSpeeder has the best aerodynamic profile that we have seen. And by that, I mean that it is able to minimize the impact of drag more so than most other cars. And that allows it to maintain more of its speed as it moves down the track. And that is the reason why, the main reason why it's so dominant. So if a car is going to beat the BlitzSpeeder, it's probably going to have a very unique aerodynamic profile. The Gazella R had a very similar profile to the BlitzSpeeder. And then the Dogfighter is a Hot Wheels car vehicle that is really just kind of beyond comparison. It's so unique and so awkward that it's really hard to get an idea about the aerodynamic situation of that car. But it's fast. It's extremely fast, and if someone just wants to do it just for the sake of doing it and picks the dogfighter, it will probably beat the BlitzSpeeder because it's beaten it multiple times. It's very clearly faster than the BlitzSpeeder, but it was beaten. So it's a whole interesting kind of mix that even when we have these cars that are absolutely the fastest cars we've seen, they've all been beaten. We don't have any unbeaten cars. So the BlitzSpeeder is our current champion. It's been beaten 3 times. The Dogfighter beat the BlitzSpeeder. It's been beaten. The Mercedes-Benz 500e, it's been beaten. The Gazella R, it's been beaten. So we don't have any undefeated cars. We just have those top tier cars that are absolutely faster than the majority. But that might change today. Excuse me. We might find a car that can beat out the BlitzSpeeder and start its own new legacy. We will find out. Yeah, that Dogfighter is just, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. It is modeled after an airplane, but we've had lots of other cars or not lots, but a bunch of other cars that have been modeled after airplanes that haven't done as well. But that Dogfighter is just a special, that's a special car. So it is not in the mix today, at least not yet. We have a bunch of other cars to get to introduce, and we will see if any of those can compete with the BlitzSpeeder. I'm just checking around here, and we will switch it up and see which cars we have today. It's getting interesting because as I start to kind of work through, oh, thank you. Yeah, I had to, last week was a crazy week. We had the power outage. I was getting over a cold, and so it was just a whole thing, but the races must go on, and they did. And in the end, the BlitzSpeeder still came out on top. But it's getting interesting because as I start to work through the bins that I have in storage, I'm realizing that I buy a lot of duplicate cars, and it's not at the same time. Like, I'll buy a car, and then maybe a year later, Hot Wheels will make that same car, but in a different color, and I won't remember that I bought it. And so I'll pull it out, and then we'll take a look, and it turns out it's a duplicate car. So unless the cars have some significant difference, like the wheels are different, or the materials are different, sometimes we did run into a case where we had the same car, but the duplicate version was a plastic body on a metal base, and the other version was a metal body on a plastic base. So they were different. So we could have them both in there. But usually if it's just a matter of the paint being different, then I'm not going to put 2 of the same cars in there. And so what I'm running into as I go through the storage is a lot more duplicate cars. So we're actually kind of moving through the cars that I have in storage a lot faster than I expected because we're coming across so many duplicate cars. So I think what I'm going to have to do is go to the this Hot Wheels swap meet they have out here and take my list of cars, my spreadsheet, and actually start going through, because most of the people out there selling the cars, they're selling the exclusive cars and the high-end kind of premium cars and all the different brands, including the Hot Wheels and like the Redline Club special editions and all that. I don't want those because they have rubber wheels, and rubber wheels create too much friction, and those cars don't work on our track. But they usually have a bin of like loose cars, and just other cars that like old mainline cars that they don't really have a lot of demand. Those are the cars that I want because they tend to be cars that I don't have, that are from a time when I wasn't collecting Hot Wheels, and that's where I think I'm going to have to go to start finding more cars to add into the fleet as we start to get through the storage. But for now, we'll just go through and see. I just pulled a bunch of cars out of storage, and in looking at these, like right away, the first one that I pulled out is this this Rockin' Railer, which we absolutely have multiple of these because we did a whole experiment where we clipped the little tab on the wheel that creates the rocking part of the Rockin' Railer. It makes the motor shake back and forth every time this tab hits the engine. And we had a race with the Rockin' Railer with the tab and the Rockin' Railer without the tab, just to prove the point that taking off that tab allows the wheel to spin freely and creates more speed. And so we already have a Rockin' Railer, so this is going into the prize bin. This one, this 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon, I have a feeling we have one of these, so I'm going to check the spreadsheet. 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. Yep, we already have one. It's just got a different color. So this one, prize bin. This one, I'm pretty sure we have this 71 Plymouth GTX, and I'm sure that one of the main reasons I pulled this one was because it was orange. I love these orange cars. 71 Plymouth GTX. We already have one of those, and it is car number 560. I'm just curious to know if it's the orange version. Let's see, that would probably be on page 3. Let's see, car 560 is, oh no, it's black. Interesting. Is there any significant difference? I don't really see one. That one's metal on plastic. This one is metal on plastic. The wheels are different, but I don't think the wheels are different enough to really justify putting in a duplicate. But I do hate to send an orange car to the prize bin, but I think that's what's going to have to happen. So prize bin, to the prize bin it goes, and we are going to keep looking, see if I can find a car. Here's another one I know we have, the Cruise Bruiser, which interestingly enough has a best for track label, and I still don't know what that means. There's no information on what that means, but I think that if I get car number 869, so we put a Cruise Bruiser in not too long ago, so this one is not going to get to stay, even though it's kind of cool. I like the gold. It's got a metal flake gold paint job with the red accents, kind of a San Francisco 49ers kind of color motif. So anyway, prize car. But if I get a chance to, and I don't know, for some reason I think I'll have an opportunity to do this at some point, interview somebody at Mattel with Hot Wheels. I have some questions. What is best for track? What does that even mean? Why are are Matchbox cars slower? Like, what is the actual physical difference? Because we know they're slower. They just are. But we're going to find out today, because as a result of me running across a lot of duplicate cars with the Hot Wheels, I'm starting to take more of a look at the Matchbox cars. And even though I know they're slower, for whatever reason, there are some kind of cool designs that I haven't seen on the Hot Wheels necessarily. So I'll pick up a Matchbox car, and this is one that I picked up not too long ago. It is the Ridge Raider 2, and a little off-road vehicle here. And with the with Matchbox cars, they tend to be, I don't know, this may be a fantasy car, but a lot of the Matchbox cars tend to be, based on real cars. But I'm looking at the back, and I don't see anything that says, that has any trademark or any of that information. So usually if it's a real car, like if it's a BMW, then on the back they'll have a thing that says like property, the logo is property of BMW or whatever. I don't see that on here, so this may be just a Matchbox fantasy car, but we don't have it in the fleet. So let's go ahead and crack it open and take a look. All right, the Ridge Raider 2. I have not seen the Ridge Raider 1. This feels heavy, and you're already starting off at a disadvantage if you're a Matchbox car. Then you're going to come in and have the nerve to be heavy. Yeah, this is heavy. 40.8 grams. The BlitzSpeeder, by comparison, is 32.4 grams. So this big, heavy Ridge Raider is going to have its work cut out for it. So let's switch over. Take a look at that one. The wrong camera. There we go. The Ridge Raider. This is it. Coming around. I just don't know what it is about the Matchbox vehicles. They're just not as fast. Now the wheels, you see it has that flat part in the middle, and then on the edges it has the little ridges to make it look like an actual car tire. And the coolest thing about that is when they're going down the track, it makes this buzzing sound. It's kind of unique and cool that I like. But basically, other than that, it's a Matchbox car, and Matchbox cars just, for whatever reason, don't perform well on the track. But here we go. The Ridge Raider 2. And, we can look at all the usual things like the back end, flat back end. That weight is going to be a problem. That's clear. You're a Matchbox car. You're already at a disadvantage. Now you're going to be heavy. Aerodynamically, I don't think there are huge problems with this. It is what it is, kind of a compact off-road SUV, but it's just not going to help. So we'll see, because I think that this car, this might be the best day for this Ridge Raider to show up being a heavier Matchbox car, because some of the cars that I pulled are, in fact, other Matchbox cars, and you'll see, I was hoping that some of the Hot Wheels cars weren't duplicates, but they very clearly are. And so we're going to start getting into a couple of unique cars, and I think this Ridge Raider 2 may have a shot. We're going to find out. And the reason I say it may have a shot is because one of the other cars, let me check the manufacturing year on this one. It is 2025 Ridge Raider 2025. The reason why I say it may have a shot is because I pulled this one, the Baja Bison T5, and I don't know if we've already run this one, but we have a Baja Bug and a Baja Bone Shaker, and now we're gonna have a Baja Bison T5. So let's see what it says on the back. Baja Bison T5, born in 2022 in El Segundo, California. Designer Hot Wheels. Look beyond the competition in this T5 EV rally truck featuring a water-cooled battery system, high ground clearance, and a large windshield for dynamic visibility. Okay. All right, let's crack it open. The Baja Bison T5. First thing, I guess I need to check and make sure that it fits in the track or in the launcher. It does indeed fit into the launcher. So that's one hurdle that it's overcome. Let's see what it weighs. It's a big truck. Doesn't feel all that heavy. Wow, it's exactly 40.8 grams, so exactly the same weight as the Ridge Raider 2. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. This is the Baja Bison T5, and I guess with that blue background, I need to swap out the background so we can get a little contrast. Not that I think that this car is in danger of being picked, but hey, you never know. So let's see here. The Baja Bison. Very unique, kind of futuristic looking vehicle. Those are not my favorite wheels, but I think with a car like this, you know, you can have a little bit of strange elements attached to the car. And the Baja Bison. So we've got the Ridge Raider 2, and then we've got the Baja Bison, and it just goes to show how much of an impact the materials a car is made of, how much of an impact those have, because these cars weigh exactly the same amount, but obviously this Baja Bison is a bigger vehicle. Baja Bison T5. As far as what we'll see, it's definitely going to have to use the taller acrylic cover, but the back end is definitely flat. That's going to be good. But when you look at the front and it's got that huge windshield, that is definitely not going to work in favor of the aerodynamics. So the Ridge Raider 2, same weight, it's a Matchbox, but it's got a better aerodynamic profile than this one. This one has the advantage of being a Hot Wheels, and whatever that difference is between the Hot Wheels and the Matchbox cars, then this, has that advantage. So we're going to find out. The aerodynamics are better on the Ridge Raider 2. This one has the advantage of being a Hot Wheels car. And whatever the secret sauce is that the Hot Wheels cars have, this one has it. So the Baja Bison T5 is now in our fleet. Let's check the manufacturing year on this one. 2022. The Baja Bison. And then we'll kind of looking at the top. It's got this interesting I guess those are the where they said the fans to cool the battery. So it's got this kind of open truck bed here. This will be interesting in the wind tunnel, because once the wind comes, or the air comes over the top, then the question is, will it just tail off? Will it? I presume it'll get very turbulent in this area, but when the air does break away from following the lines of the body and does start to get turbulent, it does create additional drag. So I think the aerodynamic profile being better on the Ridge Raider could help it, but it's just that whole Matchbox thing. Can a Matchbox car beat out a Hot Wheels car sort of consistently? And the answer, typically, to this point, has been no, it cannot. But we're going to find out. So, all right, we've got the Baja Bison T5. We have the Ridge Raider 2. So we've already got two big vehicles, which means that the so far, as it stands right now, the BlitzSpeeder has nothing to worry about. But let's see if that changes. We're going to go with, well, we're going to do this. I've got another Matchbox. It is a 1965 Ford C900. It is, yeah. This is kind of interesting. I think last week we had the semi-rig. It was a tractor trailer, or the Turbulence Tug from the Super Rigs series. And now, and they put it in this little tissue. I don't know. I don't like this setup at all. It's got these little boxes. If they had like a window in the box, but I'm sure that would increase kind of their cost or something. I don't know. But if they had a window in the box so you could actually see the car, but instead you just get the artist picture, and then it comes in the box and it's wrapped in tissue paper. But I will say that the majority of the time, the Mattel cars, the Matchbox cars, do pretty closely match up to what is in the artist rendering. And this one's not really much difference. They did a good job. So can't really knock them on that front. But you know, I still like to see the cars ahead of time. All right, here we go. We got this old school. Let's see. What was it? It was a 1965 Ford C900 cab over. Let's see. It is weighing in at 29.8 grams. So this may be today's sleeper. I have no idea. It might be. And taking a look at this one, it back in the day, before this was officially called All About Aerodynamics, my son and I would pick Hot Wheels cars and race those, and it was all the same ideas that we do with All About Aerodynamics, checking the weight and the materials and all that stuff. And we would race the cars, and we had a similar truck that it wasn't a Hot Wheels, it was some just cheap Chinese whatever, and we actually had to end up banning those cheap Chinese knockoff cars, because on the track we had, they were so light that they would always win, and they would win kind of going away, and it was obvious that like they had an advantage. But the the car was so fast, and it was interesting because we couldn't put it in the launcher forward. We had to turn it around and launch it backwards because that was the only way that we could stop it from flying off the track. This is way before I came up with the idea of the acrylic covers and all of that. So we just had to kind of work around cars that couldn't stay on the track. And one of the tricks was to put the cars in backwards. And now with the acrylic cover, I don't have to do that anymore. But it was, I think that's the last time we had one of these semi trucks on the track. So this is kind of interesting. Because the weight is at the front of this thing, it's going to get pushed from the back, and I'll be curious to see how it reacts with the launch. It's already pretty light, 29 grams, so that's kind of light for us, but it will definitely be interesting to see what happens with this thing. How it comes out of the launcher is going to be big, because the weight suggests that, it should do all right, but terrible aerodynamic profile. But that weight may be significant, especially if we're looking at the cars that it's going to be going up against so far. The Baja Bison and the Ridge Raider 2. Those two are not exactly going to be burning up the track, I don't think. So this one, even with its bad aerodynamic profile, may have a shot. It just may. We're going to find out. So we now have the Ford C900. We've got a semi-truck. We've got the Baja Bison. We've got the Ridge Raider. What is next? Can we get a car in here, or is it going to just be the big boys racing today? You know what? We may go 100% big time. Well, first let me check the manufacturing year on this 2021 on that one. And we are now going to look at this one. We're going big today. The Hiway Hauler II. I don't think I have the Hiway Hauler 1. The question will be whether or not this thing, well, first let me check and see if we actually have one in the fleet. It is altogether possible, but I don't think so, because I want to say that I think I would remember having a truck this big in there. We have a high beam, high roller, high tech missiles, high voltage, high tail chaser. No. But now we're going to have a Hiway Hauler, presuming it's narrow enough to fit on the track. I think it is, in the launcher rather. Let's crack it open. Hiway Haulers, big trucks that can handle some serious cargo. Let's see. All right, here it is. The cap. This is the. Well, first, where is? Let me get my track out. See if it fits. It fits. So it's gonna race. This is gonna be interesting. Now, the trailer is plastic and empty, so this may not weigh as much as I'm kind of thinking, but it's definitely got some weight to it. Let's see. Comes in at 43 grams, so just a little heavier. A little heavier than some of the other ones that we have looked at today, but this is a big truck here. This is the Hiway Hauler II, And we are looking at some big vehicles on the track today. And I think we may just, I think I know which one I'm going to introduce next. But first, let's get this Hiway Hauler. Get that picture. This is a tall vehicle. That tall acrylic cover is going to get a workout today. And if you've just stumbled across this at some point and you've never seen our races, in order to make sure that the cars stay on the track when they're coming out of the launcher. Our launcher shoots the cars out with so much force that I had to build these acrylic covers that go over the top to essentially stop the cars from launching into the air. So when the cars come out of the launcher, if they're about to go into the air, they tap this acrylic cover and it pushes them right back down onto the track so that they can complete the race. And once we put that into place, the number of crashes that we had on the track went down dramatically. So it has probably been the biggest change / improvement that we've had. This is the Hiway Hauler II, big truck. And again, I don't think with these cars we're really, the aerodynamics are not going to be well, no, I take that back. The aerodynamic profile is always going to be important, but it's just they're so bad. And I guess it's just degrees of bad. How bad is bad? And this one is not good. There is a lot of frontal area. And as we see when we put these cars in the wind tunnel, the air just builds up there. It has to go over, under, and around. But when you've got a huge frontal area, it just builds up, and then eventually the air flows, where it's going to flow. But the more surface area there is right at the front for that air to push up against, the worse it's going to be for the vehicle trying to maintain its speed. Do I think any of these vehicles so far will pull a Grogu and not even be able to finish the race? No. I think they'll all make it down the track one way or the other. I'm also going to have to check on the tripods, because the tripods for the cameras they go over the track, and for most cars it doesn't matter. But when we have cars with this high of a profile, I'm gonna have to check to make sure that it's not gonna clip the tripod. So I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. So now we have the Ridge Racer 2, we have the Baja Bison T5, we have the C900 semi truck, and we have the the Hiway Hauler 2. Some big boys. So as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, why not go, if you're going to go big, stay big. And I've had this car off to the side for quite a while. I have a lot of these, where are they? Where are the other ones? I have a whole bunch of these. Let me switch over to this view, and I will show you my collection of these. They are all the same quick bite cars, but they all have a little different theme. So this is the quick bite. This is the ice cream truck version. The version that's in the fleet currently is the I think it's like a Hawaiian shaved ice truck. I have the Fuego Fajitas truck version of the Quick Bite. Have that. I have the milk and cookies version of the Quick Bite. Get your chocolate chips, your sugar cookies, your shortbread, and your oatmeal cookies. I've got that one. I think I have, yep, I have this one, this other one. This is the hot chicken edition of the Quick Bite, which you can get your mild, your hot, your extra hot, and your fire wings. Then I have a those are all Hot Wheels. Then I have a Mattel version, which is the Chow Mobile, and this one is Uncle Abe's Island Barbecue. And then I also have this, well, this one doesn't, I have another one I have this cargo truck, which is more of a cargo truck, but sticking with the food truck themes, I have this other Hot Wheels one that I haven't opened. It's just been sitting here. It is this one. It is the ice cream. It says Tropicool series, and then it says ice cream truck, even though it's some kind of Rasta. It just says Rasta on the side. On the bottom, it says nothing. But I think it's pretty much, it's the Quick Bite. It's just all metal, which these Quick Bites are plastic on a metal base. This one is metal on a plastic base. So it's just been sitting around here for a long time. This is definitely an older car, which you can tell by the promotional stuff on the back. You can tell by the card is different than kind of the modern Hot Wheels car packages. So I'm going to go ahead and crack this open, and we'll put this Tropicool series ice cream truck, which is really just a metal Quick Bite, into the fleet. So it's definitely the Quick Bite. It's got the little guy right there. He's green, so that's why you can't see it. But I mean, it is different. Like the top of the newer Quick Bite cars have the kind of sunroof ventilation things on the top, and this one doesn't. But just for comparison, the weight difference. So the Quick Bite, the plastic one, the newer one, weighs 40.9 grams. So if that's 40.9 grams, I bet this has got to be 55. 56.2. So this one is 56.2. And let me check to make sure that it fits into the launcher. It does. So let's go ahead. I wonder what we're going to call this. It looks like the Quick Bite, but you know, the package says ice cream truck. What kind of? I'm not sure what kind of ice cream they're selling out of a Rasta themed truck. They're selling something. I don't know if it's ice cream, but I think we will still just go ahead and list this as the Quick Bite. I think that's probably the most accurate. It's metal, so I will put that in there. Car number 1058. This is the Quick Bite. I think the BlitzSpeeder, well, I take that back, because the BlitzSpeeder will be challenged, because we do have a couple of viewer picked cars that are actual cars that are going to really put some I think they can and will challenge the BlitzSpeeder. None of these trucks are going to come out on top of the tournament today, but it should be interesting with the trucks going against each other. That should be a very interesting set of races. With this one, I mean, there's not much to say. Another bad aerodynamic profile. It's got openings on the side. The air is going to flow in there and get trapped. It's heavy. There's nothing to suggest that this is going to... Well, it's definitely not going to win. Of the trucks, if I'm looking at the ones we have, I'm most curious about that Ford, that C900. Depending on the launch that gets, I think that one could be the one, but it's a Matchbox. This one's a Hot Wheels, so I already kind of think that it's going to have a slight advantage, but we will find out. Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll save that one till next week. All right, let's get the still picture of the Quick Bite Rasta van. Rasta Quick Bite serving up something. What? I don't know. But I don't think it's ice cream. All right, let's see. We have the Quick Bite. Check the manufacturing year on this one. It says 83? Looks like, is that 83 or 93? I have to bring out my trusty magnifying glass. That is 83, 1983 on that one. Interesting manufacturing year, 1983. So we have the Quick Bite, the Metal Edition, 1983. That Hiway Hauler, the manufacturing year on that one is 2014. And we now have our lineup. Let's see, the Ridge Raider, the Baja Bison. Yeah, okay. We've got those in the mix, and you know what? We might as well throw in one more. We will throw in Uncle Abe's Island Barbecue Chow Mobile II, because basically, when else are any of these monstrous catering vehicles going to actually get a shot to race on the track in a competitive way? Usually they'd be going up against other cars, and that clearly isn't fair. So this is what we've got. We're gonna just unload all the big cargo truck, food trucks. This is gonna be an extravaganza of inefficient design. And we've got our photo of Uncle Abe's Island Barbecue truck. We are going to get it spin in the right direction. Get our video of the Chow Mobile II. We're going to see which of these big monstrosities comes out on top. And we will have a king of the food truck wars going on. And this is the Chow Mobile II. And what is Uncle Abe serving up? Today's special looks like just they didn't actually put any real text on there. So one of the rare occasions where Matchbox is not putting in detail on the vehicle. Uncle Abe's Island Barbecue. What's he serving up? Luau's, pork burgers, barbecue ribs. What'd that say? Musabi, hokey pokey. All right, cool. So it comes around. Then there's one more just sitting here on the desk, and this is a Matchbox, and it is. We're gonna go. We've got Uncle Abe's Island Barbecue. That is the Chow Mobile II. The manufacturing year is 2020. And we're going to add in one last competitor for this big time showdown, which is this one. It's called just pretty basic. Express delivery. Oh, wait. Uncle Abe's. Did I see how much that weighs? Uncle Abe is weighing in at... Wait. Uncle Abe is weighing in at 40 grams even. And this next one is the express delivery. It is weighing in at 37.3 grams. This is a... They had a version of this that had the FedEx branding. And that was the one that I really wanted, but I never saw it, so I picked this one up, and it's just been sitting around. I guess I could at least dust it off a little bit before I take its picture. Stop being disrespectful to the express delivery van. We'll see if it can deliver a victory on the track. It is still a Matchbox, so it has that working against it. Awful aerodynamic profile. Another knock against it. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting set of races. Also, one thing I didn't consider is the cases that I keep the cars in are, I don't think they're set up for vehicles this big. Well, Uncle Abe fits in there. Hiway Hauler, absolutely not. I don't even know. Wow, the Hiway Hauler is going to be a problem. The Baja Bison. Okay, so I guess they all fit in there. It's just that Hiway Hauler's not going to cooperate. All right, we'll work that out. Deal with that problem when we get to it. As it comes around, just another rectangle on wheels. We have the express delivery, which is another of these vehicles that I can't imagine being selected at any other point in time, but here we are. So 2020, I have definitely cleared the decks. We have the Ridge Raider 2, the Baja Bison, the C900, the Hiway Hauler 2, the Quick Bite, the all metal edition. We have the Uncle Abe's Chow Mobile, and we have the express delivery. Now let me just get my regular picture and swap out this background just to get some contrast. That blue on blue doesn't help. I want people to be able to see all the angles when they go and do not select this truck rather. I know that Christopher would correct me. This is not a car. This is a cargo truck, and it is now in the fleet. It is car number 1060. 1060 cars currently in the fleet, available to be selected to race on the track. We are about to hit the track today, but we have to take a look at two other cars that were picked earlier this week during Wind Tunnel Wednesday, our program where we put these cars into the Funtech Labs Winsable. And the first pick is from Roughshod. He picked this car, the Covelight, which is weighing in at 38 grams. A little heavier than I would have thought, but it is from a Halloween edition of cars that I got a few years ago. And we put it in the wind tunnel. Very good aerodynamic profile, and I think this car and the next car will definitely be able to should compete. I think this one should do very well. Obviously, I think it'll beat all the trucks. Can it beat the BlitzSpeeder? That's going to be the big question. And the back end of this, kind of for like the old school Ferraris, like the Grand Sports, kind of rounded off at the back end right here. So you can tell that it's not going to press up flat. The back end is not going to press up flat against the launching block. It's going to really just be the kind of top of that curve, and we'll see how that impacts the kind of launch that this car gets. It's not very wide. In fact, it's narrow. So if it doesn't get a good launch, it may start to bounce around the track. And as we know, those impacts negatively affect the car's forward momentum. So that is something to look out for with this car. The other car that was selected is Christopher picked this car, the Mach It Go. It's weighing in at 30 grams. And this is the one that I think is probably going to take the tournament today. It's got pretty much everything that you'd look for. The back end flat, and that's going to press right up. That wing's going to press nicely right up against the launching block. It's got a low profile. There's nothing up top to really disrupt that airflow. The driver's compartment is open, and we did see when we put this in the wind tunnel that while the air did kind of flow pretty smoothly over the top of the body of the car, there was a little bit of turbulence here because the air does dip into that space. There's openings here on the side where the air that's along the side of the body can travel, but it's sealed. It doesn't pass through to the back. So because it's sealed, that does create a bit of drag because that air is going to hit that solid area and then just have to flow out around the side of the car. Also interesting with this one is at the front, there's an opening here. So when the air hits the front of the car, it can go into this opening, but then there's an opening right at the top, so it can actually go through and flow right up across the hood and the windshield. So that was something that we noticed and observed on the when we had this car in the wind tunnel. So it's aerodynamically, I think it is right there and ready to be competitive with I would think with the BlitzSpeeder. I would be surprised if this car is not in the finals today. I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed to be in the finals with all these trucks. But I think that this car, I wouldn't be surprised if it wins the tournament and really does give the BlitzSpeeder a run for its money. I think that's the matchup that I'm kind of looking forward to later today. So we are about to hit the track. And as always, if this happens to be the first time that you just stumbled across this video and you're like, what is this? And you click on the drag races or what have you, because there are time codes on all of our videos that are listed out. You will be seeing this. It is our 3-camera racetrack view. The cars will start out in the launcher, in the screen, on the left, at the top. I will give a countdown, 3, 2, 1, race. I will hit the switch. The cars will come firing out of the launcher. They will go from top to bottom. They will pass out of the bottom of the screen on the left, show up at the top of the screen in the middle. They will go from top to bottom, passing out of the bottom of the screen in the middle, showing up at the top of the screen on the far right. They will go from top to bottom. They will cross the finish line, and the winning car will be indicated with a solid red light. A solid red light indicates the winning car. A flashing red light indicates the losing car. The cars will then switch lanes and race again. The first car to win 2 races will move on in the tournament. If a car crashes and leaves the track, no problem. We simply throw out those results and restart the race. If the same car crashes twice consecutively, then that car is disqualified, because a car that crashes twice consecutively in the same way usually has some kind of problem that isn't going to be resolved by simply running the race again. And it's just how it is. Now, if a car crashes but does not leave the track, then that's a whole different story. That car just loses. So if your car crashes, goes on its side, flips upside down, what you want it to do is leave the track. Because if it stays on the track upside down, it just lost. And that's how it is. So we are ready. We have a big lineup of big trucks. And all that's left to do now is see which ones can cross the finish line first. And hopefully they all cross the finish line. Nobody pulls a Grogu. And I will see you over at the track in 30 seconds. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to check to make sure that these cars are not hitting. Well, first the audio. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep, audio is good. To make sure that these cars are not hitting the tripods. And we've never had this many just giant cars and trucks on the track. Let me just make sure with this. Yeah, that's gonna be good. That's not touching anything. All right, yeah, we should be good. All right, now let's go ahead, and I think we'll start off with this the Ridge Racer 2 and the Baja Bison. And we're going to start off with those two because those two were interesting because they were the same weight but completely different kind of profiles. So the Baja Bison is taller, so it definitely is going to need the taller acrylic cover. The Ridge Racer is sort of standard size, so we can use our little hybrid cover. And get these two set up. We will put make sure it'll fit. Okay. So now I'm going to have to go up even higher with the Baja Bison because it's still too tall even for the regular acrylic cover. All right. So I've got that worked out. All right, so we're going to have the Baja Bison in lane number 1. Oh yeah, I forgot I switched out the band in the in the launcher this morning, and we should see some speeds. Well, I don't know what kind of speeds we're going to see. Uh-oh. Wait a minute, we're running into a problem. So the Ridge Racer, its back fenders kind of flare out, and it is not, oh man, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit into the launcher. It's too wide. And because it is metal, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't do anything to make it fit. So the Ridge Racer is out. It does not fit. It is too wide. It does not, so it's already disqualified. Ridge Racer 2 is out. That is unfortunate. So now we can get rid of this, bring in the regular acrylic cover, and see if we're still going to need, yep, still going to have to raise up the Baja Bison side. All right, so we're going to go Baja Bison versus, we're going to go with this express delivery. So express delivery versus Baja Bison. Let me check the express delivery. Is that also going to need to be raised up? Okay. Got you. All right, so the express delivery is going into lane 2. Baja Bison is in lane 1. Both of these things are going to have to be, these cars are going to have to be lifted up. I mean, the acrylic cover is going to have to be lifted up because these are two big, tall cars. We've got it lined up, ready to go. We have the, these cars are huge. The Baja Bison in lane 1. We have the express delivery, lane 2, Matchbox versus Hot Wheels. Here we go, race 1. 3, 2, 1, race. Okay. Baja Bison took it. Those things were moving. I told you I switched out that band, and the races were going to be quick. By the way, let's not overlook the fact that the Baja Bison bounced all the way back close to the starting line. So that's not anything to ignore. So let's go ahead and get these cars switched out, change lanes, and see if we're going to have a different result. And I will say that Matchbox, that delivery truck, it held its own. It lost, but hey, somebody has to lose. But at least it didn't lose in embarrassing Matchbox fashion. So I'm not mad at that performance at all. But it's going to need to step up if it's going to beat this Baja Bison. The Baja Bison is now in lane 2. The express delivery truck is in lane 1. Race 2, here we go. Three, two, one, race. Look at this Baja Bison. Slams back into the launcher. That thing was moving. Now the express delivery thing, it was moving, but it's narrow and it was wobbling. It was bouncing back and forth around the track, and that's not a way to win. That is a way to end up sitting back in the garage watching the races. All right, now we have, let's see, that Baja Bison, that was impressive. We rarely see cars bounce all the way back. Now, that may be a function of how much force it came out with, but nevertheless, that was good. All right, let's go with, like, now we're going even bigger. We're going to go with this Hiway Hauler 2 against the Quick Bite, the metal Rasta inspired Quick Bite. And let me see just how high I'm going to have to. Wow, this is going to be wild. How high question is, how high am I going to have to raise this up to fit these cars? All right, let's see. We're raising it up basically 3/4 of an inch in order to get them in here. Oh wait, now we've got, we might have another casualty. This quick bite, the wheels are, what's going on with the wheels? They're not spinning. It's like the axle, like they're grinding up against the body of the car, and so the front wheels are just not even rolling. What's going on? Yeah, the front wheels are not rolling. So this one's no good. This is another one that's out just on technicalities. Now I have all of those other quick bites, but the problem is I already have a quick bite in the fleet, so there's no reason to add in another of those plastic ones that just look different. So all right, so this quick bite is out. We've had 2 eliminations with cars just physically unable to perform. All right, so now we're gonna go with this Hiway Hauler 2, and we'll send it up against this Uncle Abe's Island Barbecue. What was this one called? The Chow Mobile II. So we'll see how this works out. Chow Mobile II versus the Hiway Hauler. Hiway Hauler is probably one of the biggest vehicles we've ever raced on the track, because usually cars that are this tall are wider, and so they don't tend to fit on the track. This one does. All right, so we've got the Hiway Hauler 2 giant truck in lane number 1. We've got Uncle Abe's Island Barbecue. What was it called? The Chow Mobile 2 in lane 2. So race 1, here we go. Three, two, one, race. Uncle Abe crashed, left the track. All kinds of things went wrong. He went tumbling, bumbling, stumbling, all out of the gate. I think part of what happened is that I had to raise the acrylic cover up so high to accommodate the Hiway Hauler that it was like a little too high for the Uncle Abe's truck. So I'm going to try and make a little slight modification to give Uncle Abe a shot. And make sure that the Hiway Hauler can still perform. Okay. So let's get these cars lined up once again. We have Uncle Abe's Island Barbecue. It crashed. Hopefully everything is still in place. All right, now the Hiway Hauler 2 is in lane 1. Uncle Abe's Chow Mobile 2 is in lane 2. Race 1, here we go. Three, two, one, race. Now that time, Uncle Abe crashed on his own and left the track. Slammed into the barrier, and I'm not sure exactly why, but we're gonna give Uncle Abe's gonna get another shot, even though he crashed twice consecutively, so he should be disqualified. I think that first time wasn't really Uncle Abe's fault, so I gave him a break on that first crash. That second crash, that's all on Uncle Abe. So Uncle Abe is going to need to stick to the road, finish up the race, or it is going to be lights out and back to the streets. All right, we have Uncle Abe's Chow Mobile in lane 2. We have the Hiway Hauler in lane 1. Race 1, still trying to get the first race out of the way. Here we go. Three, two, one, race. And Uncle Abe is officially done. He crashed 3 times in a row. Not just one time, not just 2 times. 3 times in a row, Uncle Abe crashed. So Uncle Abe is done. And maybe Uncle Abe should stick to the island barbecue and leave the racing to the professionals. So we very quickly are down to just a handful of cars. The Hiway Hauler finished the race and then left the track, so that's okay. But we will continue on. And the one what we'll do is we will race. We're going to get these cars on the track for the first time, and we are going to have the Mach It Go and the Covelight, which were Christopher and Roughshot's picks. We're going to have those on next. Let me take off all this extra equipment that I had to add in to accommodate those big trucks and get back to our regularly scheduled racing format, which is the low acrylic cover, 2 Hot Wheels ready to hit the track, fresh band, high speeds. This is what we do. So, got this in here, and we have the Covelight in lane 2. We have the Mach It Go in lane 1. This is race number 1. Covelight, lane 2. Mach It Go, lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Whew. Okay, so I had that Mach It Go as kind of my pick to take the races, but that's why we have to have the races. The Covelight took that one and took it, I'm not going to say with ease, but it never gave up the lead, and that's pretty big. That consistency is important. Both those cars were moving, but the Covelight just had that extra kick. And now the Covelight it was a little heavier than I expected it to be, but that didn't seem to really make that much of a difference in that race. So we are going to switch lanes and see if the Mach It Go can even this up and force a third race. Let's get the Covelight set up in lane 1. And the Mach It Go lined up in lane 2. Race 2, here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Solid red light for the Mach It Go. And the Mach It Go took that second race. We are going to a third and final race. These cars are moving, and we're having some fun today with the big trucks, but I think we may be looking at some cars that can potentially knock off the BlitzSpeeder if we're looking all the way down the line at what we're seeing. So we are going to our third and final race. Christopher picked the Mach It Go. Roughshod picked the Covelight. we are going to have a winner. And this winner of this race is most likely going to be the tournament winner today, that is going to go up against the BlitzSpeeder. So we've got the Covelight in lane 2. We've got the Mach It Go in lane 1. This is race number 3. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Covelight took it, and took it with a significant margin. It got out of the launcher quickly and never, ever looked back. So the Covelight is moving on. The Covelight is going to be, in all likelihood, challenging the BlitzSpeeder for the fastest in fleet title. But we have some other races to get out of the way. We have not seen the Ford C900 race yet, so we are going to put the C900 little cab over action here versus the Baja Bison, and this C900. Let me make sure I'm getting that right. Yeah, the 1965 Ford C900 is interesting because it is our lightest car. It is not very aerodynamically sound, but that's okay. Again, I've got to make some adjustments to make sure that the Baja Bison can fit under the acrylic cover. So those adjustments have been made. We're going to get these cars set up. The Ford C900 is going to be in lane 2. The Baja Bison T5 is going to be in lane number 1. Race 1, here we go. Three, two, one, race. Baja Bison took it and came back, and once again taps the launching block. Even with the Covelight and the Mach It Go, that didn't happen. So that's I think that's something. That's not something to just kind of dismiss. This Baja Bison is moving, even at its larger size and questionable aerodynamic profile. It's moving down this track. So we are going to switch lanes and see if we can get the similar performance from the Baja Bison, or will this Ford make a comeback? All right, switching this over here to raise that up. Okay, we are ready to race. Here we go. The Baja Bison is in lane 2. The Ford C900 is in lane 1. Race number 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. The Baja Bison took that with ease. The Ford, it's kind of interesting because it's what I was talking about earlier with the semi-truck, that when my son and I raced and we had to turn it around backwards because the thing would lift up and fly off the track. This one also came out, and the back end, it was like a reverse wheelie. The back end was up in the air, and then it eventually dropped down because this thing is so top heavy and it gets that huge push from the launcher that it just a bad launch. Really, it's hard for cars to recover from a bad launch, and that's what this one got. It got a bad launch, but it stayed on the track, so There's nothing we can do about it. And we are now down to 3 cars. We are going to have the Covelight versus the Hiway Hauler. And this is going to be weird because the Covelight is a standard car. So that means it would use the lower acrylic cover. The Hiway Hauler is the tallest vehicle we've ever had. So that means not only does it have to use a taller cover, it has to use like even enhanced. Like we have to step it up about a ½ an inch, which is quite a lot. And I think it's going to put the even more. Wow. This is really it's gonna kind of put the Covelight at a disadvantage, but it's really the only way that we can race this car, because this Hiway Hauler is so tall. So now we're raising it up. We're raising the track up on the Hiway Hauler side about 3/4 of an inch, and that is making for a very weird looking setup. Hopefully the Covelight can stay on the track without any kind of additional assistance from the acrylic cover, because it's just not going to get it in this race. We have the Hiway Hauler set up in lane number 1. The Covelight is in lane 2. And here comes this giant, awkward, heavily lifted and tilted acrylic cover sliding on in, and we are ready to go. Hiway Hauler lane 1, Covelight lane 2, race 1, here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. So the Covelight finished. The Hiway Hauler crashes and then goes way off the track. Grab that. And grab this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what we can do for the Hiway Hauler. Maybe, because the Hiway Hauler definitely needs the benefit of the taller acrylic cover. But I'm trying not to disadvantage the Covelight. So let's see. Let's see. All right, I think this should do it. We'll see. It's pretty tough when you have cars that are this extreme in terms of the height differential, but we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. Get these cars down the track. All right, lined up again. Got the Covelight in lane 2. We have the Hiway Hauler in lane 1. Race 1, here we go. Three, 2, 1, race. There we go. Covelight finishes up. Both cars crossed the finish line, but the Covelight had no problems at all with the Hiway Hauler. So we will get these cars, we will line them up, switching lanes, and see if the Hiway Hauler can, I don't know, improve on its performance. I don't expect it to win, but it could do better than it just did. That's possible. And we're going to find out if that's the case. So let's get these cars locked in and lined up. We have the Hiway Hauler now in lane number 2. The biggest, or the tallest car that we have ever raced on the track, against the Covelight, which was Roughshode's pick, and is staring down. Finals matchup against the Baja Bison. but here we go. We have the Covelight in lane 1. We have the Hiway Hauler in lane 2. Race number 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. It's funny, the Hiway Hauler was kind of close about the first third of the track, and then the Covelight just opened up that lead and never let it go. But Hiway Hauler, not bad for a giant truck and trailer, little tractor trailer situation. But it is out, and our finals matchup is going to be the Covelight versus the Baja Bison. The Baja Bison has been impressive. Yeah. Let's see if that can continue. See how tall I need to make this cover for the Baja Bison to fit. Okay, we are good right there. So, the Baja Bison will be in lane 2, and it's been impressive. I am looking forward to seeing it race against the Covelight, an actual fast car, because the Baja Bison has been bouncing all the way back to the starting block, which means it's been coming out with a lot of speed, a lot of force, and if that continues, hey, that could be a prescription for an upset victory. So here we go. We've got the Baja Bison in lane 2. We have the Covelight in lane 1. Race number 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Solid red light indicates the winner, and the winner is the Baja Bison. Yeah, okay. So we'd seen some of the indications that this car was fast, this truck was fast, based on the fact that it continued to bounce all the way back to the starting block, tap the starting block once. That lets us know that this is a fast car. So we are going to switch lanes and see what we've got. Can the Baja Bison take the tournament? Obviously, it's possible, but will it? Will it actually do it? The Covelight looks strong, but this Baja Bison has shown evidence that it's fast and powerful. Bouncing all the way back. That is not, I keep referring to that, but that's not something that happens with every car. Only cars that have a lot of speed and hit that final barrier with a lot of force bounce all the way back like that. So here we go. Race number 2. The Baja Bison is in lane 1. The Covelight is in lane 2. Race 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. And both cars came bouncing back, but not until after the Covelight took that race. So we are now coming down to a third and final race. It is going to be the Baja Bison against the Covelight. And we will see which of these cars is in fact the best of the best today, and which car will be moving on to face the BlitzSpeeder. These cars are definitely fast, but are they BlitzSpeeder fast? That's a whole other level of Hot Wheels quickness that we're going to find out whether or not these cars can match. All right, let's go here. We have the Baja Bison T5 in lane 2. We have the Covelight in lane 1. Race number 3. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. The Baja Bison kept its lead, and just barely, because the Covelight was moving and coming up from behind, and if it had had a little bit more track to go, it would have taken that race, but it didn't have a little more track to go. It lost the race because the Baja Bison held on, and the Baja Bison is today's champion. Surprisingly, very much surprisingly. I'll be interested to get this car in the wind tunnel, but wait, it's still got one challenge left. Can the Baja Bison take out the BlitzSpeeder? That would be, I would say that would be a shock if that happened. And we're going to find out. The BlitzSpeeder has rarely had competition, but when it has had competition, it's usually lost. It's an all or nothing kind of thing with the BlitzSpeeder. Either it's blowing cars completely away, or it loses. There's not really an in-between where the BlitzSpeeder's had a lot of back and forth contest. The Baja Bison is unexpectedly quick. We have it set up in lane 2. The BlitzSpeeder, our fastest in fleet 4-time champion, is in lane 1. Race number 1. Here we go. Three, two, one, race. And the BlitzSpeeder crashes, and we're going to know that that is largely due to the fact that we have to have the acrylic cover that has 2 different sizes, the kind of hybrid thing. And because the Baja Bison is so tall, the car that's smaller is kind of at a disadvantage. It's not receiving the full kind of protection of the acrylic cover, just because it has to be tilted at such an extreme angle to accommodate the Baja Bison. So the BlitzSpeeder will absolutely not be disqualified for crashing. Just have to work it out. Trying again. Baja Bison in lane 2, BlitzSpeeder in lane 1. Race number 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. That was actually closer, a lot closer than I would have expected. The Baja Bison loses the race, but not by much, and not by much considering the size and weight of the car. BlitzSpeeder takes it. Now I will reconfigure the acrylic cover for race number 2, and we will see, can the Baja Bison do, I'm not going to say the impossible, but it will be the incredible if it can beat out the BlitzSpeeder 2 races in a row. But before you win 2, you've got to win 1. And that has not been something that cars have done versus the BlitzSpeeder. So the BlitzSpeeder will be lined up in lane 1. And the Baja Bison will be lined up in, the BlitzSpeeder's lined up in lane 2. The Baja Bison is going to be in lane 1. And we will see if it can do it. BlitzSpeeder lane 2, Baja Bison lane 1, race 2, fastest in fleet title on the line. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. And look at this Baja Bison. Still, with a lot of force and power, bounces all the way back, but it didn't cross the finish line first. It is still the BlitzSpeeder's world, and the Baja Bison comes in second. I'm going to gather up all these cars, head back into the garage, take a look at the winners, the losers, and what's coming up, and I will be back in just a minute. Well, the more things change, the more things stay the same, and the BlitzSpeeder remains our fastest in-fleet car. It was able to knock off the Baja Bison T5, which, let's go ahead and we know what the BlitzSpeeder can do. The Baja Bison, first of all, it weighed in at 40.8 grams. And it's got a lot of surface area right there on the front. And I have a feeling that the air is going to build up there. And then it's got this kind of skid plate thing at the front. So all this, the air is just building up there. But yet somehow this car still managed to move down the track with so much speed and so much power. It beat out the Covelight. That was a surprise to me. How that happened, I don't know. But this was absolutely a huge surprise, especially with this open area here in the back. And just the overall size and weight. I didn't think that this car would be as good as it was, but it went down the track with so much speed and so much force that it would routinely bounce back all the way near the starting position. And in at least one instance, it hit the barrier at the end of the track with so much force that it bounced all the way back. Isaac Newton's third law of motion: for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. The action, it hit that barrier at the end with so much force. The reaction is it sent it all the way back to the starting to the launcher, and it tapped the launching block, which is something rare that does suggest that a car is moving down the track with an extreme amount of speed. So the Baja Bison, pretty shocking result. It was difficult in that we had to really adjust the acrylic cover, so the shorter cars, the standard cars, weren't really getting the same benefit of the acrylic cover, because in order to accommodate the Baja Bison, we had to lift up one side, so it was at this kind of very extreme angle. But the BlitzSpeeder stayed on the track and didn't have any issues. Cars that did have issues, there were two that had issues. So the first was that had a problem was the Ridge Raider 2, and basically it where the these fenders here, it was just too wide and it wouldn't fit into the launcher. And again, because this is metal, it's not like I can, when it's plastic, if these had been plastic, I would have just clipped that off to make it fit. But because it's metal, I can't do that. And so the Ridge Racer never got a chance to race. And I was interested to see, because this car also weighed 40.8 grams, and I wanted to see it up against the Baja Bison. But given what the Baja Bison did, I don't think that the Ridge Raider 2 would really have stood much of a chance against that. So this car is going into the prize bin. And then we had another problem with this metal quick bite car. This Rasta themed car, is that the front wheels don't roll. You can see the back wheels rolling. The front wheels are not rolling. Even if I put them on the front, like, they're just not rolling. And they don't spin. So I don't know what the problem is. They're kind of grinding up against the car, and there's not really anything that I can do. Neither side spins. So you see the back wheel spinning, but the front wheel's not. And obviously you kind of would like your wheels to spin so it'll turn if I manually do that, but otherwise it won't roll. So this car while I wanted to have it in there because it was different than the other quick bite cars. The other quick bite cars are plastic bodies on metal bases. This one is a metal body on a plastic base, and it's a little different. You can see from the back windows, from the tops, but for the most part, it's pretty similar with these two signs here, the little vent thing there, and then more specifically because of the little ice cream selling person right there. So, and the open cargo doors and all that. But hey, if the wheels don't spin, you can't win. So the Rasta inspired, Rasta themed Jeep was out, and hey, we'll have to go. And like I said, I would have just swapped out one of these other quick bite vans, but we already have one in the fleet, and there's really absolutely no need to have a second one in there. So that is what it is. And we have the same Hot Wheels fastest in fleet racing champion that we had when we started. And when we come in next week, I am going to dig even deeper into my storage containers and see if there is a car that I can find that can challenge the BlitzSpeeder. The BlitzSpeeder has really been extremely dominant. We'll see what other cars that viewers pick. If you would like to select a car, all you have to do is go to AtTheTrack.live, find the car, select choose your car, go to that page, find the car that you want to race, and take the number and you drop it in the chat. You can do that on a Wednesday and we'll put the car into the wind tunnel. You can do it on Saturday and we will put the car on the track in the tournament. All you have to do is just let me know. You can also send me a DM during the week and say what car it is that you want to pick, and I will pull that car. If you're looking for a specific car, just let me know again, and I will see if we have that car available. And if we do, then I will pull it, and just like that, you will be entered into the races. You'll be ready to go. So that is what we have going on. The BlitzSpeeder, still the champ. And we're going to see what we can do about that. You can join us on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch for Wind Tunnel Wednesdays, where we put the cars into the Funtech Labs 1/64th scale wind tunnel. And you can join us back here again next Saturday for At The Track Live, where we will be racing and reviewing Hot Wheels cars. And you can also now, you can go onto YouTube 24/7. We have our lo-fi Hot Wheels streaming channel. And if you want to just hear some relaxing beats and look at Hot Wheels cars, there's no better place to go 24/7. All you have to do is go to our YouTube page in the live tab, click right there, and it will pop up, and you will be in a world of Hot Wheels cars and lo-fi music. So there is that. And also, of course, if you want more information about our science program all about aerodynamics, visit aaerodynamics.com or our Instagram account, aaerodynamics, as well. And I think that's about it. So for all about aerodynamics, for Wind Tunnel Wednesdays, for the 24/7 Hot Wheels Lo-Fi Chill channel, and for At The Track Live, I am Coach James. And until next time, I will see you at the races.